गौड़ी वैष्णव वृंद की
जय
आचार्य दास ठाकुर की
जय।
से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की
जय
जय गो प्रेमानंदे।
हरि बोल।
All glories of the devotees, all glories of the devotees, all praises of all good Guru Gaura. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtigi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopakumaraya Govindaya
गोविन्दाय
Namo Namah Pankajanabhaya Namah Pankajamaline Namah Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangre Mugam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayade Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarim Shri Chaitanyamishwaram Paramanandamahavam. Hare Krishna. Bhagavad Gita as it is, reading from chapter 12, verses 17 to 20. Last four verses of the chapter. 17. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha ashubha parityagi bhaktimanya same priya. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha ashubha parityagi bhaktimanya same priya. Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha ashubha parityagi bhaktiman same priya. Yes, Vaikrimaji.
हरे कृष्णा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यो न हृष्यति न देष्टि न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान य समे प्रिया। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna. Lekamaji.
हरे कृष्ण। हरे कृष्ण बोलो।
Hare
ओम
Krishna.
नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न कांक्षति शुभाशुभ परित्यागी भक्तिमान्या सा च मे प्रियः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. You can read that
Okay, word by
meaning.
word. Yeah, one who na never rishyati takes pleasure, na never dveshti grieves, na never shochati laments, na never kankshati desires, shubha auspicious, ashubha inauspicious, parityagi renouncer, bhaktiman devotee. Yeah, one who sa he is may my priyaha dear, one who neither grasps pleasure or grief, who neither laments or desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things is very dear to me. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Text 1819. Samashatrau cha mitre cha tadha manapamanayoho shīdoshna sugadukeshu samasanga vivarjita. Samashatrau cha mitre cha tadha manapamanayoho shīdoshna sugadukeshu samasanga vivarjita. Samashatro cha mitre cha तदा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखेषु समसंगा विवर्जिता. Yes, Vaikrimaji.
हरे कृष्ण तमशत्रौ च मित्रे च तदा मानापमानयो शीतोष्ण सुखदुःखेषु समसङ्गविवर्जिता तुल्यनिन्दास्तु निर्मौनि सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अधिकेदा स्थिरमदिर् भक्तिमान्मे प्रियो नर
Oh,
हरे
I will read
कृष्ण
that. Right. Rekamaji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु समाशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयो शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखेषु समासङ्गा विवर्जितः. Next one also shall I read Prabhu?
Yeah.
तुल्यनिन्दा श्रुतिर्मौने सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनिकेतः स्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः.
Right.
Samah, Samaha equal Shatru to the enemy, Cha also Mitre to friends, Cha also Tatha so Mana honor, Apamanayo dishonor, Shita cold, Ushna heat, Sukha happiness, Dukkeshu distress, Samaha equipoise, Sangha Vivarjitaha free from all occasion, association, Tulya equal, Ninda defamation, Stuti rebuke, Mauni silent, Santushtaha satisfied, Ena somehow, Kena or other, Chit if Aniketaha having no residence, Stira fixed, Matihi determination, Bhaktiman engaged in devotion, may my Priyaha dear Naraha a man, one who is equal to friends and enemies, who is equiposed in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contamination, always silent and satisfied with anything, who does not care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And last verse 20. Ye tu dharmyamridam yadoktam pariupasade shraddhadanat matparama bhaktaste adivame priyaha. Ye tu dharmyamridam yadoktam pariupasade shraddhadana matparama bhaktaste adivame priyaha. ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं परिपासते श्रद्धाना मत्परमां भक्तास्तेवतीव मे प्रियाः. Yes, Vaikrimaji.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. You're mute. Mute.
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna.
हेतु धर्म्यामृतमिदं यथोक्तं परिभासते श्रद्धादान मत्परमा भक्तास्ते दिव मे प्रिया हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Rekamaji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. एतु धर्मामृतम् इदं यथोक्तं पारिभाषते श्रद्धानामत्परमा भक्तास्ते अतीव मे प्रियः.
Yes.
One who two but dharmya generosity amritam understanding idam this yatha as uktam said paripashate completely engages shraddhanaha with faith matparamaha taking the supreme lord as everything bhaktaha devotees they such persons ativa very may me priyaha dear he who follows this imperishable path of devotional service and who completely engages himself with faith, making me the supreme goal, is very dear to me. Hare Krishna.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmeelidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadandigam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudhapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsa Shri Rupam Sagarajadam Saganadagana Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadhunam Parijanasaidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanmidam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagalpade Gobesha Goviga Kanda Radha Kanda Namastude Taptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusude Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpadrubhishcha Kripa Sindhubhyeva cha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swaminidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Yo na hrishyati na dveshti na shochati na kankshati shubha ashubha parityagi bhaktimanya same priya. One who neither grasps pleasure or grief, who neither laments or desires, and who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious things is very dear to me. So, Krishna here is enumerating the exemplary qualities of a devotee who has achieved the Raga Bhakti or who are very close to Krishna. Many qualities are described in verses from 13 onwards to 19, 7 verses. You can find so many qualities. These qualities are found in lesser or more quantities in different types of devotees. Like Baladev Vidyabhushan is making a different classification of three types of devotees: Sanishta, Parinishtita, and Anapeksha. Anapeksha. No, sorry. So, Sanishta devotees, they are very strictly following the rules and regulation of Varnashram system, and they submit all the activity, fruits of the activities for the pleasure of Krishna, surrender that. And Parinishra devotees, although they remain in this Varnashram system, but they have achieved this Raga Bhakti, they are remaining in this Varnashram system just to teach others how to follow the rules and regulations of regulated Bhakti. And Niraveksha devotees are one who are left this Varnashram system and exclusively 24 hours exclusively devoted to Krishna. So these qualities will be lower or higher in these types of devotees. Now in this verse, Krishna says, Yo na hrishyati na hi. One who is not taking pleasure from possession of material possessions, or one who does not lament or worldly sorrows, he is the Pokemon is very dear to. Materialistic persons are very, very interested when they become very happy when something good happens to them, and they are very heartbroken when something bad happens. Like in a darkness, if you are staying in the darkness, there is dark. Somebody comes and lights a torch for you, you are very happy. Or lights a lamp for you, you are happy. Suppose somebody comes and extinguishes his lamp, then you become very unhappy. Because this person, that means this person who is in ignorance, who is always dependent externally on external happiness and who is dependent on external happiness and sorrow, because he doesn't have the internal happiness. He is bereft of this internal happiness and bliss. So he is trying to find some pleasure from outside things. objects and persons, and he is very dependent on. So that is why he is sometimes happy when things have become favorable, and becomes very morose and unhappy when things turn unfavorable. When people are acting in a way which he likes, then these people are very dear to him. And when they act inimically, and then the same person becomes hateful to him. But the person who is staying or residing in the daylight doesn't make a difference if there's a lamp or not. Because person who is in wisdom, who is in knowledge, is least bothered about the material conditions. Material condition has got no influence or impact on his consciousness, and it doesn't affect in the least the internal happiness that he's enjoying. So he doesn't have any grasp any pleasure or grief. Then na shochadi na kankshadi. He doesn't lament or desire. In Narada Bhakti Sutra, in verse number 5, Sri Narada says, Yat prapya na kinjit vanchadi, na shochadi, na dveshti, na ramade, no ulsahi bhavati. Yat prapya na kinjit vanchadi, na shochadi, na dveshti, na ramade, no ulsahi bhavati. Yat, which means a person engaged in such pure devotional service neither desires anything for sense gratification, na kinchit vanchadi, no laments any loss, na shochadi, na dveshti, no hates anything, na ramade, nor enjoys anything on his personal account, no ulsahi bhavati, no becomes very enthusiastic in material activity. He becomes very, very active in devotional service, but he is very indifferent, udasina, when it comes to material activities or material kind of talk. Like people are very interested in discussing about their illness, their sufferings, and they share it with us. The others also share their discomforts, bodily discomforts, and they exchange these things, and they become very happy. And they're very serious about this, about the bodily discomforts which they are facing, which they are enduring or undergoing. They don't know that it is an account of the karma only that these sufferings are occurring. But they become very morose. But the person who is a bhaktiman, who is a devotee, he doesn't lament for anything, or he is not sorrow about anything, or he doesn't discuss about these things. Why? Because in verse 4 he said that Yel labdva puman siddho bhavadi amurdo bhavadi tripto bhavadi. Upon achieving the stage of transcendent devotional service in pure love of God, a person becomes perfect, siddho bhavadi, amurdo bhavadi, immortal, and tripto bhavadi, becomes very peaceful. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 15.14, 15.15, Mam upetya punarjanma, 8.15, Mam upetya punarjanma dukhalem ashashwadam, napnuvandi matmana samsiddhin paramam gada. The great souls who engage my devotional service attain me, the Supreme Lord, and do not come back to this miserable material life, for they have attained the highest perfection. samsiddhim, siddhi, and all these words concord of perfection. When we are very perfect on account of a devotion service, we become immortal, we become very satisfied and peaceful. So that a devotee, he doesn't na shochadi, na kankshadi. Shubha, Ashubha Parityagi. He is not bothered about auspicious, inauspicious, good or evil. For him, they are on equal plane. So, devotee, you can see that in Madhwach, Madhavendra Puri, he is totally indifferent to this kind of Shubha, Ashubha, and all these things. He is giving this verse, I think 52. 2.52, he says, the purport Srila Prabhupada quotes from Madhavendra Puri. Sandhya Vandanam Bhadram Astu Bhavado Bho Snanatubhyam Namo Bho Deva Pidras Chatarpana Vidho Naham Kshama Shamidam Yatra Koabi Nishadya Yadava Kulottamasya Kamshadushaha Smaram Smaram Agham Harami Tadalam Manye Kim Anename. O Lord, in my prayers 3 times a day, all glories to you. Bathing, I offer my obeisance unto you. O demigods, O forefathers, please excuse me for my inability to offer my respects. Now, wherever I sit, I can remember the great descendant of Yadu dynasty, the enemy of Kamsa, and thereby I can free myself from all the sinful bondage, and I think this is sufficient for me. So the bondage from the evil act, the good act, everything is free because he is now bonded to Krishna. So that Bhaktiman, that person who is full of devotion, who is brim with devotion, such a person is very dear to me, Krishna says. And next verse he says, Samashatro chamitre cha tada manavamanayoho shidoshna sugadukheshu samasanga vivarjida tulya ninda sudirmauni sandushto yena kenachit anikeda siramadir bhaktiman me priyonaram. One who is equal to friends and enemies, who is occupied in honor and dishonor, heat and cold, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, who is always free from contamination, always silent and satisfied with anything, who doesn't care for any residence, who is fixed in knowledge and engaged in devotional service, is very, very dear to me. So, Sama Shatrocha Mitrocha. Again, the word you can find in Bhaktiman is again repeated here. That will come later. So he says there is no, he is equal to all friends and foes. Shatru means enemy. Mitra means friend. So devotees are positively disposed towards all and are not swayed by any sentiment of enmity or friendship. So there is a story of Bhakta Prahalad in this context. Bhakta Prahalad's son is Virochan. And Virojan got in arguments with Guru's son, Sudhavana. His name is Sudhanva. So Virojan said that I am superior to you because I am son of a king. So Sudhanva said, he said that I am superior because I am son of a rishi. So they were very, very young and they were arguing like anything. And finally they said that they laid bets that whoever proved superior will live, and one who has made the wrong statement, he will die. So who will be the judge for this? So Sudhanma said that, okay, Prahlad Maharaj is a person, a real person, ideal person, proper person to be judge of this. Then Virojan said, he is my father. And when he decides in my favor, then you will say that, yeah, because of he is your father only, he said that. Now Sudhanma said, no. My father, Angira Rishi, has said that your father, Prahlad Maharaj, is perfectly just, and he will now differentiate between a friend and a foe. So they approached Prahlad Maharaj, and he said that, and Virojan said, am I superior or Sudhanma superior? Then Prahlad Maharaj said, why this context has come? Why you are asking this question? Then he said that we have laid a bet that whoever is proved superior will live and other person will die. Then Prahlad Maharaj said that friend is Sudhanma is superior since he is a son of a father's guru. He is my guru's son, so he is superior to you. And then Prahlad Maharaj ordered his soldiers, take my son to gallows and hang him. Just simply like that. Then immediately Sudhanma, he intervened. He said that, stop for a moment. I have a second question to you. Am I superior or are you superior? Then Prahlad Maharaj said, you are superior because I am born in a demand's family and you are born in a Rishi's family, and therefore you are superior to me. Then Sudhanma said, then you please now. Then Prahlad Maharaj said, okay, release him. The same way he said that you'd hang him, he said, you release him. So Prahlad Maharaj is totally indifferent. He is very just, and when he's just, he executes his justness without any kind of partiality. He's totally neutral and indifferent also. So such a devotee, he is sama shatrocha mitracha tada manapamanayoho. So he is not at all bothered about mana, avamana. They are not bothered about what people think about me when I'm acting like mad. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quoted one verse to Prakashananda Saraswati in his debate. He said that he's quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.40. Evam brada swapriya nama kirtya jada anurago dudachutta uchai hasadi ador hodadi rauti gayadi unmadavan nutyadi loga bhagya. Evam brada swapriya nama kirtya. A person engaged in devotional service, Krishna conscious, automatically becomes carried away in ecstasy when he chants and hears the names of his Supreme Lord. Like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing like mad in ecstasy when chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Was not at all bothered. Prakashananda Saraswati was challenging this. You are a sannyasi. You cannot act emotionally like this. Then he quotes this. Then Jadaniraga Durdachitta Ichai. He again Anuraga. It becomes very strong. Drudachutta Uchai, and the chitta becomes, melted. His heart becomes melted. Uchaihi hasadi athorodari, he laughs very loudly, he laughs and sometimes cries also. Gayadi Unmadavan Nrityadi, sings and dances like a madman. Logabahya, without any concern for other people. What people will think of me? Devotee is not bothered. Just like a man and woman, they are engaged in illicit relationship. Initially, they may be mindful of others, what others may say, and do it discreetly. But when that deepens, that relationship deepens, they are not at all bothered about whoever who may think what. At the transcendental level, gopis are not bothered about what people may think. When they run to Krishna at midnight, hearing his flute, they're not bothered about the respect and disrespect. All those things, no. Bhakta is not at all bothered. Shidoshna Sughadukkada, cold, heat, pleasure, sorrow, everything is equal for him. Because they know that they come and go, they come and go. Nothing is permanent. So some bodily ailments they may be having. The devotee is not mindful of that. There is a incident in Chaitanya Chidambaram when a devotee is suffering from leprosy, an acute stage. Worms are coming out of his pores, blood is oozing, everything is oozing, and pores, some worms are coming out, falling down. Then the devotee picks up this Brahmana picks up this worms and put it back to the wounds. So sati is the indifference of the devotee to the bodily condition. Sukadukeshu sama is equal. Sangavarjida is always very careful with whom he is associating. Kusanga, Satsanga. Two types are the Kusanga means association with materialistic people. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants a person who is interested in crossing over this ocean of samsara. They should be very careful that don't associate with women and people who associate with women. It's like drinking poison knowingly. So that is Kusanga. Satsanga is that association which inspires or what you call nourishes our devotion service to Krishna. So Bhakta, he discards or rejects this kind of association. Tulya Ninda Sudhir Mauni. They are not all bothered when somebody criticizes them or they praise them. These are for materialistic people only. Sandushto yena kenachita, always happy in any kind of situations. Because he is only interested in just barely maintaining the body and soul together. He is not after, and in Chaitanya, Nectar of Instruction, second verse, 6 things that is very detrimental, which obstructs the path of devotion. Atyahara prayasascha. Prayasa means making so much effort to gain little thing. That is prayasa. A person who is very happy with very little minor things, little things, he will not take any endure. He will not endure too much, endeavor too much to get some material benefits or material objects. So santushta yena kenachita aniketa, he doesn't have any permanent residence. If somebody tries to bring a palace here in a temporary phase, temporary world, he is wasting his energy. It seems it said that when Emperor Akbar he was building this big palace in Fatehpur Sikri. Then he put a word, following inscription on the main gate of this Fatehpur Sikri. Said that the world is a bridge, cross over it, but build no house on it. When world is like samsara sagara, you have to cross over it. You don't try to remain here permanently. When you're trying to make a house here, you want to stay here permanently. But the devotees are not interested at all. They will stay in one place, sometimes other place, sometimes under trees, not that too different trees on different days. They now try to build a house for themselves. Prabhupada also has not done that. Siddha means always attached. Intellect is firmly fixed on Krishna. No amount of argument can deviate them from Krishna consciousness or the devotional path or the understanding, the firm realization, proven in all this very strong Prabhala Shastras that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and nobody is above him or equal to him. So that kind of firm conviction, Sthita Madir, can be seen only in devotees. And that a devotee is Bhaktiman. Bhaktiman means full of devotion, full of happiness. It is never ending. It is it's always rising. Like a big ocean. Anandambhuti Vardhan. So it is said in Hindi poetry said that Bhakti mein Purnima nahi. Bhakti mein Purnima nahi. Purnima means, what is Purnima?
Full moon.
Full moon. So the moon will wax in a few days and there's a limit to it. And at last end of this one day, 14th day, it will be very bright and then it starts waning. But in Bhakti, there is no Purnima. There is no upper limit. It is ever increasing. And such a devotee is very, very dear to Krishna. And the last verse he says, Yetu dharmyam mridamidam vidoktam paripasade shadadana mat parama bhaktosti me riva priya me priya. So here this dharma, amrita dharma, this imperishable path of devotion service. Amrita dharma means imperishable path of devotion service. The object of which is the Supreme Person, the disciplined transcendental form of Krishna. The discussion started on that point only, whether a yogi who is worshipping the transcendental form of Krishna is supreme, or a person who is worshipping in the this path, formless aspect of Krishna is supreme, Brahman aspect is supreme. So Krishna gives his firm verdict that it is a person who is worshipping the transcendental form is Krishna is highest. Why this devotee is higher? Because his object of worship is highest. The devotee's object of worship is Krishna, and the impersonal person's object of worship is Brahman. So this, because that the difference between the object of worship, the supreme form higher than this Brahman, the path chosen by the devotee is higher. That is a simple point. Why it is so difficult to understand? So the person who is treading this path of imperishable devotional service, which has been now defined or explained by me in these verses, and with firm faith, Shraddhadana, and considering me as supreme, Mat Parama, Paripasade, worships me in that this one qualities which automatically achieved by him. Because Bhakta, everybody is interested in acquiring good qualities. Bhakta is also interested in acquiring these qualities. But Bhakta does not take any extraneous effort to acquire them, because by simply being devoted to Krishna, he acquires all these qualities. So wonderful qualities. So that person who is full in all his qualities, and full in all his qualities, he is very, very dear to me. Adivame Priya. So thus end this beautiful chapter on devotion service. And the next 6 verses, Jnana, which is nourishing the bhakti, will be discussed. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Prabhu, I have one doubt, Prabhu.
Yes.
In this chapter, eight verses, that Krishna says, fix your mind upon me, but your mind and intelligence on me.
Yes.
Could you please give any example for that, Prabhu? How we engage our intelligence, Prabhu? Mind mean we are chanting and we
Yes.
are hearing
By
like that.
engaging
How
intelligence being by reading the scriptures.
reading scriptures? Okay.
Reading the scriptures. By reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavad.
Okay.
Because scriptures are meant to is directed at the intelligence only. Now through intelligence only you can control the mind and senses.
Okay.
In chapter 3 verse 42, it is said that you have seen that verses, no? It's a very famous verse. Yes. Indriyani paranyaho indriyebhya paramana manasastu para buddhe yo buddhehe parasusa. So senses are higher than the gross body. Mind is higher than senses. Intelligence is higher than mind, and the soul is higher than intelligence. Now the soul in this conditioned state, he is under the control of mind and senses. So how can this soul be released from this mind and senses? Through intelligence only.
Intelligence.
So that is why the scriptures are directed at the intelligence of the person. So Krishna says, put by intelligence, you be very devoted to scriptures, read it very carefully. Then your intelligence will be fixed on me. And when the intelligence is fixed on me, then, as you said, it's easier to fix the mind also.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Very much. So you can render Narsing Kirtan.
Okay, Prabhu. Namaste Narasimhaya Prahlad-Ladadaine Hiranyakashi Purvakshaha शिलटङ्कानकालाई तो नरसिंहा पराटो नरसिंहा यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहा बहे नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपदे तव करकमलवरे नाकाम् अल्बुदशृङ्गां दलिता हिरण्यकाशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवद्रेता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नाराहरि जय नाराहरि जय नाराहरि जय नाराहरि जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताय गौरा हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि 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 बोल उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्युं नमामः उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्युं नमामः उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नरसिंहं भीषणभद्रं मृत्युं नमामः श्री नरसिंह जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्मभृंग श्री नरसिंह जय श्री नरसिंह प्रह्लादेश जय पद्ममुख पद्मभृंग
शुद्ध भक्ति विनाशकारी श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय
वैष्णव भक्ति श्रेष्ठ पड़ा महाराज की
जय
गो प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल
पहुंचा कल्पद्रुभ्यश्च
हिंदुदेवच पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः and the body वैष्णव की जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय
जय गो
जय
प्रेमानंदे
हरि हरि बोल
thank you
हरे
so
कृष्ण
Saturday we'll have pentathlon prepare for it
Saturday,
Saturday pentathlon
the Village
Friday there is no class